The Avengers Age of Ultron is finally out in cinemas, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe has gotten even more complicated than ever before. Penned and directed by nerd overlord Joss Whedon and acting as the culmination of 10 different films, the new Avengers outing is stuffed to the brim with references, cameos, and foreshadowing. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'm going to try to tell you everything you need to know about Avengers Age of Ultron, and I'm going to try to do it in 5 minutes. Pray for me. Start the clock. First of all, the plot. Although it shares a title with 2013 comic crossover storyline, the film has nothing to do with the Marvel comic universe's Age of Ultron, other than having Ultron in it and the title. Makes sense, it's a cool title. The plot of the movie, depicting the origin stories of both Ultron and his backfiring plan of creating the Vision to wipe out the Avengers, are instead more closely tied to Avengers Volume 1, issues 54 to 58. The debut of the Maximoff twins, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver as terrorists, is reminiscent of their role in the Ultimate Marvel Universe, especially the Ultimates Volume 2, and there are also elements of AI armor in Iron Man Volume 3, issues 26 to 30, when Tony's armor becomes sentient and tries to woo him on a deserted island. Got that? Right, the costumes. There were plenty of references to the comics present in the sartorial element of the film. When the twins meet Ultron for the first time, he is wearing a red cloak, a reference to his first appearance in comics as the mysterious Crimson Cowl, wrapped in, well, a crimson cowl, obviously. Quicksilver's costume has his traditional blue colouring, and the white lightning stripes are another holdover from his classic design. Wanda's red jacket seems like it's ripped straight out of the X-Men Evolution cartoon, though her second costume is much more classic Avengers. Hawkeye's red and black skin-tight duds share a lot of similarities to his Ultimates incarnation, and his long coat has elements of his Ronin persona, and Iron Man's latest suit is based on the comic's bleeding-edge armor design. Cameos! There's a whole host of appearances from characters from past films like War Machine, Nick Fury, Sam Wilson's Falcon, Maria Hill, Peggy Carter, Heimdall, Baron von Strucker, Dr. Eric Selvig. Characters from Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. were dotted in there somewhere. Not present but named characters like Pepper Potts, Jane Foster, they were still mentioned. Loki film scenes for the film that didn't make the cut, and there are even some cameos from high-profile celebrities like Banksy, with Iron Man graffiti littering the movie, Julie Delpy as Madame B, responsible for the Black Widow's training, Andy Serkis as Ulysses Klaue, and of course Mr. Cameo himself, Stan Lee, finally getting to utter his infamous Marvel editor catchphrase, Excelsior! The references, okay, there's bloody loads of these. In the party scene when Black Widow mentions not needing to lift Thor's hammer, sure, that's a testosterone joke, but it could also be a reference to a what-if storyline from the comics when the Widow was deemed worthy of lifting the hammer and became the goddess of thunder. Wakanda is a setting for one of the film's major action scenes, and fans will recognize the name as the country ruled by Prince T'Challa, aka the Black Panther. Andy Serkis' loss of an arm is a reference to his appearance from the comics as having a sonic emitter for a hand. Look for Klaue to have extra hardware when he appears in the upcoming Black Panther movie. During the fight in Wakanda, there's a van with Crawford written on the side. Could this be a reference to Dr. Jeffrey Crawford, Bruce Banner's former mentor who used Hulk-like genetics to become the evil superpowered villain Ravage? The fight ends with Iron Man punching the Hulk off-screen, a mirror of the Hulk punching Thor off-screen in the last Avengers movie. Tony Stark gets a new operating system called Friday, a possible reference to Man Friday from Robinson Crusoe, the epitome of loyal servitude, only in this case, voiced by Kerry Condon, Woman Friday. The Cap's missing person case is a reference to him and Sam Wilson looking for Bucky Barnes, who disappeared at the end of the Winter Soldier movie. Expect him to turn up before Civil War. Veronica, the backup technology used by Iron Man to combat the Hulk, might be a reference to Archie Comics, Veronica being the opposite to Betty in the lead character's eyes, and maybe Veronica is the opposite to Betty Ross, Banner's former love. Veronica could also be a reference to Veronica Benning, a physical therapist from the comics Tony Stark became romantically linked to after losing the use of his hand. In the movie, Veronica helps fix the Hulkbuster with a new hand. Coincidence? And finally, the foreshadowing. Aside from the Wakanda stuff setting up Black Panther, Thor 3 Ragnarok got a lot of service. Thor preoccupied throughout most of the film with his vision of an apocalyptic event set to strike Asgard. Captain America and Tony Stark came to blows over the creation of the Vision, planting seeds for their eventual conflict during the upcoming Civil War movie, and we got to see the new Avengers with Scarlet Witch, the Vision, the Falcon, and War Machine gathered together getting ready for Infinity War. Look for their ranks to swell after Ant-Man and Doctor Strange come out. Finally, Thanos. Yes, what the fans have known ever since the end of the last Avengers movie, Thanos is coming, and he's bringing his Infinity Gauntlet with him. The Golden Glove had only empty slots, but these will soon be filled with Infinity Stones. What are they? Well, the Space Stone is the Tesseract from the last Avengers movie, the Mind Stone is from Loki's staff currently embedded in the Vision's forehead, the Power Stone was seen in the Guardians of the Galaxy, expect the Red Ether from Thor 2 to play a part. The stones from the comic yet to be made official are the Soul Stone, Time Stone, and Reality Stone. Those will all come into play. And that's it! Stop the clock! Ow! Ow, my brain! Ugh. And that's just the end of Marvel Phase 2. They have storylines planned through till 2028. These videos are going to get harder.